What is your artifact?
My artifact is a rosary, which is used for praying.
And why did you choose this specific artifact?
I chose it because religion was a really important part in Croatia, and especially during the times of war, when people weren't allowed to celebrate religion, they would go into their basements or they would kind of meet underground or something. Like my great grandmother had this rosary, and she would go into her basement and she would pray 3 times a day for the war to end and for her to leave safely and hope that all of her family and everyone she loved was safe. But she had to do it in secret because religion wasn't really allowed.
Okay. And why is this important in your culture?
It's important because people would pray for safety and hope, and often when they were coming to the U.S., they really couldn't bring a lot with them because they were escaping and they were on really small boats that were really expensive, so they often didn't have much left because they sold a lot to use it. And so the rosary beads would be the only thing that they could take with them, and so they would always treasure it, and it would be a reminder of their life before.
And how often do you use this?
Some people use it 3 times a day, and some people even use it 5, but I generally use it once before I go to sleep, and I go through every bead once. And how to use it is that you do the Lord's Prayer 3 or 4 times, then you do the 10 Hail Marys, and then you do 1 Glory be the Father, and that's what you end on. And you run your fingers along the rosary bead as you do it, the prayers.
And where did it originate from?
It came from the east part of the world. I'm not really sure exactly where.
And when was it first introduced?
It was first introduced when Mary appeared to St. Dominic in the 12th century and gave him a rosary.
All right, and what is it made up of?
It's made up of wood, and it's also made up of beads. Some people will put very expensive jewels and stuff, and others will put little beads and string or twine.
All right, thank you.
So what is your artifact?
Well, since my parents are from Asia, I decided to talk about spices.
What is the significance of these?
Spices are really important in our culture because in Asia, our food is really spicy, and we're all used to it. Ever since we were little, instead of having baby food, what we'd have we'd have rice, but the rice would be kind of spicy, so we'd kind of get used to it. An example is my mom. She was brought up in India. She came here 15 years ago, so she was used to it. She couldn't have anything that's too plain, if you know what I mean. So the other day, we were at a restaurant, and my mom said we were not going to order pasta because it wasn't spicy enough for her. She would not eat it because it tasted disgusting to her because it wasn't that spicy. And so instead of eating pasta outside my house, she'd cook it by her. She'd make some pasta, and she'd put lots of red crushed pepper in it because that's what she eats. It's what she's used to.
So why are spices important to your culture?
They're important because as everyone knows, food is essential for life, and in our food, it's what we eat. It's a big part of our food.
So how often do you use your spices?
Every day.
And where did they originate from?
They originated from Asia.
When were they first introduced?
They were first introduced when Christopher Columbus was set out to sail to look for China, and he thought Asia was China.
So what are they made up of?
Well, spices vary. The ingredients vary. They're sometimes made from vegetables, roots, and they're all grounded into smooth powder. An example is turmeric, and it's made of dried roots.